Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday evening. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. We've got some snow on the way. We're already seeing some snow across portions of the region, so we'll highlight where that is now, where that's going tonight, and more importantly, this time of year, we just get a barrage of social media posts, some overdoing it, some not giving correct information, some with weird forecasts. All right, I understand it's overwhelming. Okay, so we're going to take that overwhelm out. We're going to give you what we're seeing, what we're expecting, and we're all going to get through it together. Okay. We do have some lake effect snow on the way. We're already seeing a pretty decent push of snow right now. That won't last too much longer. But in terms of the lake effect, it will be impactful for some of us. Some of us not going to see much of anything for this. I got to be honest. So on the big deal scale, this is probably going to be a 3 out of 10 for most of you. But if you're in LaPorte County, even eastern and northeastern Porter County, that's where we're going to start to flirt with some impactful travel around here. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to run our intro and then we're going to get into the forecasts. We'll dive into the numbers, kind of what the latest model guidance shows tonight. And as always, appreciate you joining us. We'll be back on the other side of this very short intro video. Didn't I tell you that was short? It really is. Anyway, hello, everybody. Region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. Little special edition. I just want to bring you up to speed in terms of what's going on weather-wise, what we can expect, especially for that morning commute and that evening commute tomorrow. Both those time frames, I think, are going to be crucial in terms of helping you plan what's going on weather-wise. Gregory, hello. Mary, hello. Mark, good morning to you. Just waking up, I assume. Kimberly, hello to you as well. As always, even though it's a special edition, we really want to thank our sponsors, Tiger Plumbing, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and Discovery Travel, all born and based here in Northwest Indiana. So support them if you can, okay? All right, so let's get into it. Just a reminder, and this is a great resource for all of us. This is regionweather.com, the webpage. We've got our forecasts here, which have all the different posts that we had, on weather. But this is the important thing, which I really like. I took NDOT's cams and put them in an organized fashion. So if you look at region traffic cams, you scroll down, you can see we've got basically Lake County cams, we've got Porter County cams, Michigan City cams, and then we've got more Lake County cams heading down towards the south, Rensselaer, right? So as we look at these, there's some snow coming off the lake right now. This little green area here, this is where we've got some of the heavier snow right now. This is lake effect. It's not organized, though. You notice it's going all sorts of directions. We've got it coming in towards the Racine area. We've got it coming south towards our area, kind of coming inland over towards Chicago, just north up towards Wilmette. It's just kind of disorganized. These lighter shades of gray and blue that you see are just some of the light flurries that we've had. But this area right here is the area that we really need to watch, is this heavier snow right now. It's brief, but it's pushing into northeastern areas of Porter County. So if we go back to our region traffic cams, you can see that. We go to the Chesterton cam. There's some snow falling there. There's also a little bit of fog right now. The Michigan City cam, we've got some better snow falling. You can see some of the flakes in here. There's also fog in that as well. We've had lower visibility, especially near the lakeshore. And then the Michigan state line, you can see, you can't see much. Not really too good there. But just so you know, that's a resource for you guys before you hit the roads tomorrow morning. Especially during lake effect season, it changes from one spot to the next. So it's really important to have, that eye out the window to see, hey, is LaPorte County getting snow this morning? What do the roads look like? There you go. That's a resource for you. And that's the only reason why I put that together. Okay, so let's go through time. We've got a little bit of lake effect right now. Again, this is going to be brief. All of this is organizing tonight into tomorrow morning. So it's not organized now. Eventually what's going to happen, the winds are going to align. I'll show you why. So this that you see right here, this is water vapor, okay? This shows the flow of air masses across the U.S. so well. And what we see here, this is the main system that went by earlier this morning out towards the East Coast now. We've got this general area of low pressure across the Great Lakes that has that general snow all across the Great Lakes that we've been seeing over the course of the day after that main chunk went out, right? Couple little features on this, and this is very common of winter. Whenever we get a big circulating low pressure around the Great Lakes, there's little circulations within that. And one that we're going to keep our eye on is this one right here coming out of South Dakota. This is the one we're waiting on. As soon as this little circulation within the general circulation swings right through like this. It's going to swing kind of in from the northwest and eventually from the west. Once that swings through, that's going to really take our lake effect that's out over the lake. It's going to develop it into a band, and it's going to push it inland. And that's what's going to bring us our snow here in the region. It should be brief in terms of this big event because this is going to be a prolonged event. Areas like Buffalo, New York, for example, are going to get probably 4 or 5 days of lake effect snow. If you go up towards Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, they're probably going to get a good 3 to 4 days of lake effect snow. For us here in Northwest Indiana, we're not going to see a long duration event because our flow isn't going to be out of the northwest. We need a northwest wind or a north wind to bring that heavy snow into Lake County and Porter counties, okay? LaPorte County, you pretty much get everything, and you guys know that. What we're going to see with this event is a westerly wind, which brings most of it into southwest lower Michigan, a little bit into LaPorte, and we're going to see it kind of change to the northwest briefly tomorrow, so that will bring us our snow as that, remember, that circulation comes around, and then it's going to go back to the west again with a prevailing southwest flow. So that takes most of the lake effect snow from this entire event, and this goes all the way through the weekend. It takes most of it up into southwest lower Michigan. That's where I think the biggest totals will be. Even over towards the South Bend area, they're going to get some decent snow out of this. In LaPorte County. Oh, you're so sweet. High fives. Yay. Thanks, guys.
Jefferson area, West Branch, in Niles, Saturday night.
Great.
Beaurain Memorial Stadium.
That's it.
We love you,
Go
Indiana.
Falcons.
We love you, Indiana.
Look
We
at
love
these
you
guys. This is just unbelievable. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Did you take candy from my candy dish? I don't have a candy dish. I'm just kidding.
If you had candy, I mean,
I don't have any candy.
folks, best forecaster ever.
Unbelievable.
But of course,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable right now. We're only at 118, so we're good right now.
Oh,
Okay.
a 120.
That must be you, Lena.
Buddy.
These are my coworkers, everybody. So I appreciate that.
I've been wanting to video bomb Matt.
I know. You had to pick a lake effect snow day. Thanks, Dino. All right, Lena, go get ready for the 11 o'clock newscast. There you go. Oh, sometimes I consider them my friends. Okay, let's go through time again. So it's this little ripple that we're waiting at out towards the west. That's going to eventually come in here and kick off some of that lake snow. All right, so let's get to the modeling, shall we? I hope you guys can see this okay. Okay, you can. If I scroll down, I hope you still can. Okay, here we go. So right now, again, it's disorganized lake effect, right? Most of it's off towards the north. We've got that little band coming through northeastern Porter County. Not a big deal, right? No big deal tonight. We didn't expect a big deal today, but watch what happens tomorrow. So here comes this little wave of energy out towards the west right here. Here it is coming out of South Dakota. It's now in western Illinois and Iowa. Time right now on this is about 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, okay? We're going to take a little bit further. Here's your morning rush hour. Notice the lake effect starting to get better organized out over the lake. We're still waiting on that wind shift. Could we have some snow in the region tomorrow morning for rush hour? I think it's going to be just offshore. We could see some come in. And again, here's the problem with meteorology. Too many of us take the models and we look at where it says the lake effect is going to be, and we take that for truth, okay? This may not play out. The lake effect could be 5 miles off towards the west or east, and that would drastically change things. So bottom line, what we're going to take from this is that there's going to be some kind of heavier lake effect snow out over the lake, most of it, tomorrow morning for that rush hour. Here's what happens during the day. That ripple of energy goes by as we get into the midday hours, and here comes that lake effect. There it is as it goes through. Timing on this, we're talking early afternoon, so like 1, 2, 3 o'clock. And again, this is modeling, doesn't mean it's truth, but it certainly could happen. And I'm kind of leaning towards the solution as well. So as this moves through, this brings the lake effect that's stuck out over the lake all morning, and it finally brings it inland. Is this going to be a huge, robust event where it's, just crazy Armageddon outside? It's not. Could we get some heavier rates out of this? Sure, we certainly could. And that would quickly put a coating to maybe an inch or two on the ground. That causes enough problems, right? So midday tomorrow is when I'm going to have my eyes on things through tomorrow evening, and I'll show you why. As we go through time tomorrow afternoon and evening, you can see how that lake effect band kind of continues to meander around northwest Indiana, mainly LaPorte County once it gets there. But then it's out of here. And so by, the time we roll around Thursday morning, most of it is out into Michigan, everything kind of reorienting as we get another one of those ripples along this low pressure. So I think things kind of die out for a little bit. I agree with that. The models have had that consistently. And then as we go into Thursday, we get the secondary push across the lake. That's going to be a bigger one, but it's going to be out of the west. So that's going to bring most of the snow into Southwest Lower Michigan. So let's go to some of your snow totals per the models. I'm going to get you a closer sector here so we can kind of look at what the models are saying. This is the latest HRRR model, okay? And this brings a band of heavier snow. This is the one we're talking about tomorrow, midday through evening. And this has it in Porter County. Is it going to hit Porter County? You guys, it's impossible to tell. It really, really is. It all depends on where it sets up. And what I want you to take from this is the potential, first of all, is there for some kind of band of some heavier snow where we could get over half a foot. Most of the models thinking it's LaPorte County up towards Berrien County in Michigan. That's why that's where the winter storm warning is. There's nothing for Porter County right now. So we can look at the HRRR and say, hey, Porter County is going to get 6 inches plus of snow from this band, wherever that band sets up. You know how that works. I wish I could tell you how much lake effect snow you're going to get in your backyard, but that would be irresponsible of me, okay? Because it does have a mind of its own. We have a good grip on when it develops and what it will look like in terms of intensity, but where it goes is all dependent on the wind at every level of the atmosphere out over the lake. It's the most complex thing to even forecast exactly where it goes because it waffles, right? But we are going to have some kind of lake effect around here, and this is what the HRRR is saying. It's having some pretty good totals coming out of areas of Porter County. LaPorte County, you're going to get it too, all right? Let's look at the NAM-NEST. This is another model, and this is another example for you of the fact that the models vary, right? No model has a good handle on lake effect snow. So the NAM-NEST has virtually no snow for Porter County, not a whole lot for LaPorte County, and has most of it as you get up towards Berrien County and into northwest or north central Indiana and southwest lower Michigan, okay? But the potential is the same, where wherever this band sets up, we could have some heavier snow. One more thing I'll show you will be the Euro. It's a little bit higher res, but that's okay. This still gives us an idea of what's going on. And then I want to talk just briefly about what happens after this. After next weekend, we'll look at your Thanksgiving too. And then we'll answer your questions and we'll get you on your way, okay? So let's look at this real quick. And this is the Euro. And you can see the Euro has pretty much the similar thing where we ramp up the snowfall chances. I know it's really tiny on there. My mouse is right over northeastern Porter County, okay? And so we're talking anywhere from 1 to 3, maybe 4 inches. And then we get up into LaPorte County where we're talking 3 to 6. And then we get into the 4 to 8 category. I really like this model. And in terms of all the models we've looked at, even the high-res models, I tend to like the Euro. It's been consistent. I always lean Euro. Not usually in these micro scale things, but it's been consistent in terms of that and this is what I'm thinking in terms of the snow. This band's going to come in Lake County. You could get a quick hit of snow. I don't think it's going to last long for you in Lake County. Newton, Jasper County, pretty much same thing. Porter and LaPorte County, even Stark County are a different story because I think the snow will linger there longer. So time frame, we're talking tomorrow, I would guess midday. We'll be in it by afternoon and evening. And by in it, I mean there's going to be some kind of lake effect band out there. Is it going to take up all of Northwest Indiana? No. But we'll have it on radar. We'll be able to track where it's going and where it is. All right. Couple inches possible in Porter County. I could see that. More in LaPorte County. I could see that. Is this going to be a huge blockbuster event? I really don't think so. Are we going to have some impactful travel, which really matters? Yes. And the time frame on that would be tomorrow evening's rush hour, and then probably again for the Thursday morning rush hour, although I do think things start to die down for that Thursday morning rush hour as things kind of reoriented off towards the west, okay? So as of right now, winter storm warnings for LaPorte County, that's it in terms of our coverage area. We're not dealing with any advisories or anything else. Again, this isn't going to be a blockbuster lake event for us. Will it be for Southwest Lower Michigan? I think it's going to be a good snow. It really is going to be a good November lake effect snow. But for us locally, we've got that period of time tomorrow through about Thursday morning where we'll have to watch where that heavier lake effect snow band goes. And then most of it should be up in Southwest Lower Michigan as we get into the weekend. Okay. I hope that helps. In terms of the forecast, I know you're seeing a lot of stuff online. Most of it is accompanied with a click here or, like our page, follow us, whatever it happens to be. And I hate that garbage. Okay. I don't care if you follow us. I don't care if you click here. All right. Our goal is to keep it real and keep the forecasts as simple as possibly can be and show you what we're seeing from a meteorological perspective. Okay, so I hope that puts you at ease. But at the same time, if you have travel plans tomorrow in our eastern counties, Porter, LaPorte counties, heads up. I mean, you're going to encounter some winter travel. If you're heading up 94 into Michigan tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, if you're heading up there through the weekend, we're going to have some decent lake effect snow bands. South Bend's going to have some decent lake effect snow. They're going to get more there than we do here. So keep that in mind. I mean, there's going to be some decent snow falling and some good rates. We'll probably have spots, Southwest Lower Michigan, to get well over a foot of snow. Same thing for North Central Indiana as well. But I really think this is going to be a Michigan story in terms of those big totals. All right, so let's go through time briefly here. You can see the Euro kind of bringing that wave through here with some heavier lake effect snow. Again, that's tomorrow into Thursday morning. Notice how it kind of winds down. As I mentioned, things kind of reorient as that next wave comes in. That next wave comes in late Thursday afternoon. And look how it kicks off heavier snow once again in Michigan. We get this real intense band that goes up towards Buffalo. Buffalo going to get nailed from this as they have the whole length of Lake Erie there. Even bands going into Ontario, Canada, off of Lake Huron. But for us, most of it's staying to the north. We can't rule out some snow showers, but the heaviest snow looks to be in Michigan as we roll on into Thursday night and Friday. It's still going on Friday. Lake effect still coming down up in Michigan. We'll probably have some snow showers and flurries around LaPorte County and Porter County. Here's the interesting thing, and this is a change in the models. Saturday, most of the snow away from us altogether. But Sunday, there's this little ripple that showed up in the modeling today. Basically what it is, it's another one of those little waves of energy that comes along that low pressure, and it shifts our winds, and that wind shift is everything. This wasn't showing up in the modeling yesterday, so we have to give this some credit, but this is Saturday night into Sunday, and as it moves through, it may bring some of the lake snows back briefly. Outside of the lake snow, we may have some snow showers with it just in general. So we could have some more snowflakes around here Saturday night, Sunday. We've still got some time to watch that. And then eventually, as we go into Sunday, drier air finally comes in, low pressure finally pulls away, and we say goodbye to the snow, and we say hello to some drier weather around here. Doesn't last long. If you're making Thanksgiving Day plans, let me just give you the preview. This is Wednesday, big travel day, right? We still look good. I mentioned this on Sunday evening's Region Weather Live. We always do an update on Sunday evenings. If you haven't joined us yet, it's a wild time. But in terms of Wednesday, it still looks good travel-wise. However, later in the day on into Wednesday night, it looks like we could have some rain around. And look how quickly this develops. This rain just kind of pops up out of nowhere. The Euro's a little slower. GFS has more of it. But it does look kind of wet around here on Thanksgiving. There's going to be some kind of system that's coming through. So Thanksgiving into Black Friday, which does it really matter anymore? Because, I'm getting Black Friday offers left and right. I have been since June. But anyway, that being said, it does look like we're going to have some rain around here for Thanksgiving and Friday, and probably into the weekend as well. We'll see. It could be cooler behind that. But anyway, we have another system coming in for Thanksgiving. Temperatures do look to warm up, though. We're talking 40s to probably some 50s around on Thanksgiving as well. The only reason why I tell you probably into the weekend, because look at the GFS. This has a totally different system. It has a system in here. This is Thanksgiving. It has rain. But look at the difference in this. It has a big low pressure with wind and cold on Friday, and then we're back to the cold briefly on Saturday. So two different outcomes. So we're not really going to talk about it outside of the chance that we're going to have some rain around here for Thanksgiving as it looks right now. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with in terms of the modeling. That's in terms of our forecast. I hope I gave you kind of a good idea of what you can expect. And, hopefully talked you down a little bit from everything we've been seeing online. I've seen a lot of it. So here we go. Let's answer your questions as we always do, and then we'll get you on your way here tonight. Again, I can't stress enough that, if you're traveling east over the course of the day tomorrow, and then especially tomorrow evening, please be careful. We are going to have some good lake effect snow with this. Yes, we can handle it, but it's still going to be pretty wintry weather. We're going to have snow-covered roads, and the wind with this isn't anything crazy. It's going to be gusty, probably 15 to 25. We've seen stronger winds, but there will be some blowing and drifting snow out there. And again, the ingredients are there for the potential for some intense lake effect bands where we have wind coming together on the lake, converging wind. Sometimes the wind is kind of off and you get these weak bands, kind of like we have right now out over the lake. But there's going to be good convergence out there. Dynamics are good. Lake Michigan's still warm. We've got very cold air coming up above us, so there's lots of instability. So the potential's there to produce a couple hours worth, at least in the region, of intense lake effect snow, and that would be tomorrow afternoon and evening. Okay, that's how we get our totals. Debbie says, when will the sun be out again? Debbie, that's a valid question. The sun hasn't risen since Sunday? I'm not an astronomer, but I'm assuming the sun hasn't been in the sky since Wednesday or Sunday. With this lake effect, as the system starts to pull on out, if you're not getting a lake effect, we'll probably have some peaks of sunshine over the next couple days. That's how this is going to go. So some of you are going to have some sun, and then you'll see the dark clouds and all the people that are getting nailed with the lake effect just out towards the east. So should be interesting. Chris, you're welcome, buddy, for sure. Yeah, Ruth says, heard that Buffalo, New York may be measuring in feet by the time weekend is over. Yeah, they will be. This is a good setup for Buffalo. I remember a couple years ago, they had up to 60 inches of snow. I think it was November, from an event like this. It was a prolonged 3, 4, 5-day event. The thing that's special about Buffalo is the fact that they have the whole length of Lake Erie. It would be like a north wind coming all the way down and hitting us in the region, which is rare. Normally the wind is from the west or northwest, but it has all that time to pick up that moisture from Lake Erie and dump it right into Buffalo. The Browns play the Bills on Sunday in that snow. I think that's going to be a great NFL game to watch, because they are going to have some decent lake effect snow in and around that stadium. They'll probably already have a foot plus on the ground by the time Sunday rolls around. But that's going to be a pretty decent event there for sure. Cindy, you're welcome. Ann, you're welcome as well. Brianna, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's not what we do this for, but I appreciate you. Samantha asks, will Portage get hit hard with snow? Samantha, I think there's going to be a period of time. And again, this arrives later on or during the daytime tomorrow. Anytime after lunchtime, I think is fair game. And we may have some snow around in the morning, but in terms of the organized stuff, I really see that happening after the lunch hour through evening. And I do think Portage is going to share in at least some brief heavy snow as this moves through. Is this going to be a huge event for you, Samantha? I don't think so. I really don't. I think you're going to end up with a couple inches out of this. There is one model showing more than that. But I think general consensus is we get a couple inches out of this, and then eventually most of the lake effect is going to be off towards your east, okay? So in terms of Portage big lake effect snow events, this isn't going to be top 10 or anything like that. It's going to be manageable, but we could have some slick travel for a period of time. And, we're primarily thinking sometime Wednesday during the day through the evening into Thursday morning. That's really the time we're watching. Okay, Danielle asks, she says, Wednesday afternoon, have to go to Crown Point for an appointment. How does Thursday look? I have to be at University of Chicago for hubby. Okay. That's interesting, Danielle. So I don't know where you're coming from to go to Crown Point, but we're going to have, again, that chance for some heavier snow around the region tomorrow afternoon. Will you be able to travel in it? Yes. It's not going to shut everything down. It shouldn't last in any one location for too long. And by too long, I mean multiple hours. We may get an hour or two in one spot. It's going to kind of waffle its way through. You can kind of see it here in the modeling. It just depends on how good of a winter weather driver you are. I got to be honest. I've seen some really good winter weather drivers. I've seen some really bad ones. And Danielle, I don't know where you fall in that scheme of those. But it's just, you're going to encounter some snow somewhere. So just take it slow, be careful. There's going to be a lot of people out traveling. It's not like you need to, stay at home for that. Just allow a little bit extra time. And before you go, just make sure you check the radar and see where that snow band is. Okay. There should be something pretty pronounced. There'll probably be some widespread snow around, but you're going to look for that real intense band, which will be probably out over the lake and then pushing inland by that time. Let's see. Deshaun, hey buddy. We covered Lake County at the beginning. I don't think Lake County gets a ton from this. There's not even an advisory out. Again, I don't put out the advisories or anything like that. But it shows that my thinking's similar with that of the Weather Service. Could we get advisory level? We could. But I don't think Lake County is going to get a whole lot. we've got really one chance in Lake County, and that's going to be as that main band and that trough comes through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow midday through afternoon. I think we've got that band that'll kind of move through. So we could get a couple bursts of heavier snow, but overall, I don't think it's going to linger too long in Lake County. I think we'll have snow showers and flurries, but in terms of that intense lake effect band, that's the one that does the damage. That's the one we're really talking about here. I don't think that lingers over Lake County. Oh, wow. Danielle used to drive a garbage truck for a major city. Danielle, that's some work. I'm sure you've seen some things too. That's okay, Mark. Mark has a phone call and missed Wednesday to Turkey Day. That's okay. Wait a second, Mark, do you need this week? So this week, we deal with the snow tomorrow, lake effect. That'll last through Thursday. We'll likely have some snow showers here and there, but by the weekend, it looks like most of this goes up into Michigan. We're going to have a west-southwest flow, so we get out of the heavier lake effect potential. We'll probably have sunshine. It'll be cold. May have some flurries from time to time. What we'll have to watch is Saturday night, Sunday. That snow may return. I don't want to say it doesn't look like much for now because that just showed up in the modeling today. There's a trough that comes in and brings kind of some of the lake effect back. So we'll keep an eye on the Saturday night, Sunday timeframe. By Monday, it's all out of here. We'll dry up Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we have a risk of showers. I would just go with increasing clouds right now for travel day. Should be nice on Wednesday. I'm feeling that as of right now. But if the models speed up, we may have rain. And then for Thanksgiving, it does look rainy, but it looks mild. I think we'll make it into the 50s on Thanksgiving. So there's that. So we'll be out of this before you know it. Debbie, you're welcome for sure. Brandy, it is a little soon. I know. We get November snows, though. You know that. It just, yeah. Climatologically, it's usually a little later than this, but, that average comes from some of the years we don't get snow till mid-December, and then some years we get this. So for sure. Mark, you're welcome. That's a good question, Emma. So Emma asks, what about Wednesday morning commute for LaPorte? So Wednesday morning, I think we're going to have a rough commute. Wednesday. I'm thinking Thursday. I'm sorry. No, Wednesday is tomorrow, right? Yes, it's Tuesday today. So, Emma, we're going to be watching snow tonight. There's a little band that's kind of pushing inland right now, but we're going to be watching what that lake effect does out over the lake tonight. It's disorganized right now. It's just kind of waffling around. We don't really get that organization till midday tomorrow. But I could see some snow sneaking into LaPorte a little bit earlier tomorrow. In terms of the morning commute, I think personally that we'll be okay. We'll probably have some snow around, as I mentioned, but in terms of real intense lake effect bands, I don't think that gets into LaPorte until a little bit later in the day. And then you're going to be dealing with it a little bit longer, a little bit more off and on throughout the event. And that's why you've got a winter storm warning out because we're expecting more snow for you. I could see over 6 inches for areas of LaPorte County. Even, I'd probably go the 2, 3, 4 range for Porter County. And that ramps up as you get towards LaPorte County. So western half of the county will see the lowest amounts. Okay. Mark's ready. He said the trucks are ready to go. That's awesome. Let's see. Brent joining us on our YouTube channel. So I have to travel from Philadelphia to Cleveland to home tomorrow, leaving at 8 a.m. What should I be on the lookout for? Okay, Brent, that's interesting. So Philadelphia, you're getting that system now. I think is it rain, snow for you in Philly? I'm not sure where that cutoff line is. I know central Pennsylvania has gotten some decent snow tonight. State College picked up some good snow, Scranton area, all that. So, I mean, it's slick there tonight. Again, you're leaving at 8 a.m. So if you're going from Philly, that system will be out. So as you're coming into Cleveland, the lake effect will be starting in the Cleveland area not till tomorrow evening because they're behind us here in the region. So I think you'll be fine. I mean, you'll be fine. I don't know. Are you taking 70 over? You're probably taking 80 over, right? You're taking 80 all the way through Pennsylvania, I'm sure. So Ohio, you should be okay. And then once you get to Indiana, I mean, that's where we're going to run into some problems. You'll probably hit some problems around South Bend. That's probably where you'll run into it. Maybe even a little bit further east of that, the Angola area, you could start to see some snow from this, and that would be lake effect. So you're going to go through something in Indiana, northern Indiana, probably a band of lake effect snow on your way home. So just be careful once you get to Indiana, okay? That's where we'll be dealing with the snow. Outside of that, you should be okay. A couple snowflakes here and there. There's going to be rain and snow scattered along your trip, but in terms of impactful stuff, I think that's going to be in northern Indiana. Jay asked a good question. What does the wind intensity look like under some of the snow squalls, both lake effect and system snow? So the system itself, I can show you that. I've got it right here. The snow squalls, obviously, we can get the gusts, right? We'll have gusts over 20, 25 in some of the snow squalls. And that's when, that's why it gets intense, because you have the wind and the snow. But in terms of the system, it's going to be windy. I mentioned 15 to 25 earlier. Let's confirm that with you here. So here we go. This is the system's already through, but you can see these are your gusts. So, and this is tomorrow morning. So gusts to 20, that's not anything crazy. But here you go. It's picking up on some of that banding, and you can see we have gusts 25 or so. So kind of in line with what I was thinking earlier, 15 to 25. And then it just stays breezy. We've got cold air coming in. Whenever that comes in, we have obviously the strong winds that bring it in as well. Okay. Yeah. So Brent, be prepared to pay a lot too. I'm sure you take that trip often, but expensive. Erica, that's absolutely it. Everyone who decorated for Christmas already. I just have a couple things up. It's not a big deal. But anyway, that's that. Morgan asked about Porter County. So Porter County is interesting, Morgan. We covered it a little bit earlier in the broadcast, and that's totally okay. The big question is, does this lake effect band, wherever it ends up going, does it stall over Porter County, or does it just head over to LaPorte County like it normally does or has been recently, up towards Michigan? I've got Porter County with a couple inches of snow. And again, this is tomorrow afternoon through Thursday morning. I think the most of it's going to be in LaPorte County. That's where the winter storm warning is. But there's a model. We looked at it earlier. The HRRR has 6 to 8 inches for you. It doesn't have much for LaPorte County. It just depends on where this band sets up. We could look at the models all day, but they're not going to be 100% accurate in terms of lake effect, where it goes. It's going to be kind of a wait and see thing. The potential is less for you to see any real big amounts. That's why I'm thinking 2, 3, 4 inches. And again, it depends on where you are in the county. If you're in Valpo, I'd say 2, 3, 4 off towards the north and the east. But if you're in western areas of Porter County, you're probably not going to see as much even as Valpo or areas off towards the north and east. Okay. That's how lake effect is. So your neighbor's going to get some, you may not, that's kind of how it works. But this is the system in question right here. See how this kind of comes in right there is where that trough comes through, and we get a burst of heavy snow for everyone. And then you get this lake effect band. Does that hit LaPorte County, or does that, 15 miles off towards the west in Porter County? That's the big question for sure. Huh? What? No, go ahead. You can interrupt. What is it? Oh, sure. Yeah. In full forecast? Probably. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Jen. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with there. Rob. Wait a second. I feel like there's family members on here. That's awesome. Sean, yeah, Illinois-Indiana border. You're going to get some snow there as well. I think a quick coating. This is what you have to watch right here. There's a general snowfall with this trough that comes through. And again, this is tomorrow. And that could lay down, maybe an inch or two outside of where this lake effect is. I would lean more towards an inch, but, could it overperform? So, yeah, you're even going to get snow there. And then eventually it's all lake effect after that. So I think you'll have some snow cover on the ground there, Sean. You may already have some from that system today. I know it mixed with a little bit of rain, but I think you were mainly snow there. Yeah, Nancy. So we were covering this earlier. There's just a little chunk of lake effect that's just kind of brushing through you. It shouldn't last long, but yeah, it's coming down pretty good within that. And that's the same intensity that we're going to see with this band that develops tomorrow as well. So that's a good question. New Buffalo, LaPorte line. You stand the chance of getting some higher amounts. That's where I think things really ramp up as you get into Berrien County in Michigan. We could see over a foot in spots up there. So, I would probably go 6 to 12 for you with this. And the reason why is because it lasts a lot longer. As you get up towards the Michigan border, you're going to be in that lake effect snow a little bit longer. You're going to have 2 waves, though, Nancy. And I want to make sure this is clear. We all get this band of snow tomorrow. We get a little bit of lake effect that sets up tomorrow. But all indication is things kind of die out Thursday night. Or no, what day am I on? Things kind of die out Wednesday night and a Thursday morning as this next push comes in. The winds kind of disorient a little bit. So I think we're going to see really 2 events. Tomorrow's, which won't be established really for that long. And then we'll see another one as things establish, mainly in Michigan, but could it clip, New Buffalo, LaPorte line, could it clip that area Thursday afternoon and Friday and Saturday? Well, Friday, it could. I think there's going to be 2 separate events with a break in between. Because I just picture the snarky emails coming in during that break saying, where's the snow? I'm anticipating that break, and that goes with those snowfall totals. So Sean, we're going to have some snow around tomorrow morning. I think what we're focused on, there's going to be a general snowfall that moves through tomorrow. Tomorrow's our snowy day. Okay. I think time frame in terms of this most intense lake effect band where this waffles and goes all over, that's going to be midday tomorrow through evening. All right. That's the time frame that I'm watching for that band of intense snow. Not everyone's going to get that. Wherever that is where we're going to see impact. So outside of wherever that band sets up, we'll have a general snowfall around that swings through. So I think everyone gets some snow tomorrow, but it's that intense band that we're talking for on here. Okay. Mark, it's awesome. Nancy, you're welcome. Alexis says, so might I be okay to leave for Missouri early Thursday morning? I think you will be, Alexis. I really do. We'll have some snowflakes around, but I think the main organization of that lake effect band should kind of fizzle out by then as things reorient and things kind of reestablish themselves. Okay. All right, guys. I guess that's it. I appreciate you joining me tonight. I hope you got something out of this. Again, the whole point of doing this is that I just want to kind of hush all the stuff you see on social media. Let's just talk straight up what the weather's going to do. I try to give you the knowns and the unknowns and be completely transparent with you in terms of a forecast. And really the big thing is it's not how many inches of snow you end up getting, it's your impacts. Okay. So if you have travel plans tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, even midday, especially through the snow belt, if you're going east or you're going north on 94, that's where you're going to encounter some impacts. And that's really all that matters. Okay. So again, hope you got something out of it. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back. We've got radio updates all day tomorrow on our Adams Radio Group set of stations around Northwest Indiana. And we also have, obviously, regionweather.com as a resource. And we'll be back with forecasts tomorrow as well. We'll have a graphic out tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. You guys have a wonderful night tonight. We'll talk to you soon.